Hey y'all. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear, how y'all can hear. Sorry about that. I had to switch channels. I went live on the wrong channel, so I had to that's why y'all will see a previous live that I ended. That was because I started it from the wrong channel. Um so yeah, both of them were in StreamYard and both of them look the same, so I clicked on the wrong channel. But we are here. And I'm going to give people a minute, some more people a minute to come in. You said today is a good day. Okay, you said the audio is good. 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 Because we about to get into it, y'all. We are going to get into it. Of course, absolutely. If you're wondering, am I going to be on camera? Yes. Whenever I come out to talk about the truth, which I don't do these randomly. Well, I guess it could be seen as random. I suppose we can say it's random. Because initially, yeah, I probably wasn't gonna be on here, but it's about time. Cause I noticed that these bandits, they get by. They've been skating by with the worst attitudes, but literally never, nobody ever mentioned it. Nobody ever mentions their nasty attitudes, and they literally got the nerve to be talking about black women's attitudes. This is why we go focus today on their attitudes, because if it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. If they can sit up and talk about black women's attitudes, which really 100% of it is projection. That's not saying that black women are perfect, but 100% of what black men say about black women's attitude is a projection from their own attitude. They just want people to focus. It's a deflection. It really is. Let me just come out and say it for what it's a deflection. They do it constantly so that people won't focus on their attitudes. Because if black women are constantly defending their own reputation, if black women are constantly having to defend their attitudes and themselves, which they do, black women end up defending themselves against black men a lot. But when they do that, it literally just distracts everybody from the fact that they have the nastiest attitude. Jax Jet, I'm still trying to see if you are in this comment section. Jax Jet, I need you to go to the YouTube and type something into the YouTube comment section, so that not the stream yard. I need it on YouTube on this channel that I'm on, the original Sinji, so that I can mod you. Cause I don't know if you're on Elevated Consciousness or the original Sinji. I don't see you in this chat box, and I want to mod you, but I think you're in the wrong chat box, because I can see it on StreamYard. On StreamYard, I can see your comment in here. Jax, I can see your comment in here, but I need to see it in the... Yeah, don't go to the Elevated Consciousness, because I'm not in that chat box. Go to the original Cynthia G, and go into that one, and then I can mod you from there, because I'm not in that chat box. I'm not even looking at it. That one is really just for backup, and actually, let me go make that one unlisted, because that one is for backup. It's not... Let me make this unlisted, because it's really not for you to watch it. It's just like, that's for like a backup for just content. Okay, now you're in the right one. Okay, and now I can mod you. Okay. All right, and now you're modded. Okay, good. That's why I just went and made that one like unlisted, because it was just doing too much. I'm gonna do that every single time, because that one's not necessarily, I'm not doing it to drive traffic over there so much as I'm trying to store content, backup content on there. So that there's multiple copies. So if I need to upload these, and then I'm just going to go on there and kind of like download those, is what I'll do. Is I'll just go download those videos so that I have a backup of them. But exactly, Jax. Obviously, you get what it is. Oh, hold on for a second, because I need to do something with this light here. Give me 1 second. One of my lights is out. Sorry. Let me go get it. Let me get something real quickly. Yeah, but all of it is a deflection. It's a deflection from their attitudes, their nasty, entitled, disgruntled, disagreeable, weirdo attitude. It really is. Because that's how their attitude is. It's nasty, it's disgruntled, it's disagreeable, it's entitled. Like they constantly talk about black women's attitude, but literally have the worst attitudes on the planet. I don't understand how they're able. Y'all, I genuinely don't understand how they're so able to just get away with it. I don't understand it. And that's how I know we live in a black male worshiping community, because there's absolutely no way that black women would escape criticism if they were to behave in the same manner as black men. It just is what it is. Yeah, Tam Leo, their attitudes are trash. Hands down. Like literally, I've never, and you can put a 1 in the chat box if you agree to this. Or if you share the same sentiment or have the same experience. I literally heard nobody describe them as nice. Ever. Never. Like, put a 1 in the chat box if you've ever heard anybody describe black men as nice or having pleasant attitudes. I really just want y'all to. Put a 1 in the chat box if y'all have. And then tell me if you've ever heard them. The 1 is for if you've ever heard anybody describe them as nice. 2 is for if you have not. 2 would be if you have not ever heard anybody describe them as nice. Or having a good attitude. Not even their preferences describe them as nice and having a good attitude. No one does. Literally no one does. And I'm not going to sit up here and pretend that they're not nasty. I'm not going to sit up here and pretend that they have good attitudes. They don't. Even when I was in my male worshiping days, and I considered it a male worshiping days because I was still on the whole, oh, white supremacy is the biggest problem thing, mostly just defending black men, mostly. And it's because it's like, that's what I thought that I was supposed to do, partially as the black woman, because you're trained and brainwashed to believe that black men are not as nasty as they are. They don't have the nasty attitudes that they do have, but they do. And everywhere they go, everyone is literally suffering from this nasty attitude, but it's just this unspoken rule. We can't talk about their nasty attitudes. They're never described as kind, caring, sympathetic, empathetic, or generous. You know, like all of the traits that would cause somebody to actually like somebody for themselves beyond their body part and athletic abilities. Because when exactly, bitter, disgruntled, grumpy, and moody. They are completely emotionally unstable. Like completely emotionally unstable. I don't think there's a person on the planet who have ever described black men as nice. I don't think there's anybody who described them as kind. Yep, he is. Corey Holcomb, all of them. It ain't just Corey Holcomb. Think about every last one of them that's on a podcast. They're not nice at all. And they don't have anything nice to say about anything else either, except white women. And we already know they get the same black men. Like, literally. We know they get the same black men. So, them saying something about any group of women really does not matter. This is why I tell y'all, don't take anything that they say about you to heart. Because at the end of the day, they say nice things about their preferences, but their preferences get the same black man. This is how nasty we know their attitudes are. Even the women that they glorify, even the women who they say come ready-made, plug and play basically. The ones that have all of the traits that they like, yeah, they get the same black men too. They all get the same black men. And so I don't think black women should care at all if a bandit does not like them. They have disgruntled, nasty attitudes. They do. They're literally always mad, disagreeable, moody, intolerable, just completely mean. Just completely mean. Yes, their ego is inflated too. Like, why are these so-called nice guys? Why does every aspect of their personality and behavior literally corresponds with the DSM definition, the DSM criteria of antisocial personality? Like, we're literally gonna go over it right now. We're literally gonna go over the DSM's criteria for antisocial personality, and we're gonna see how not nice they are. Because it's like, not you meeting the entire antisocial personality criteria. Nearly all of them, mind you. Nearly all of them. We're going to go to psychiatry online. And we're just going to look at these. And we're going to just see if black men's behavior and attitude fits it as well at all. We're just going to see. Here, let me just go in here and share this screen with y'all, because I want y'all to see this. You said I was thinking along the lines of bipolar personality disorder or borderline. Do you mean borderline or bipolar? Because when you say BPD, it could be borderline, it could be bipolar, it could just be, yeah, they're exactly. It's grown, their behavior is that boring. It really just is. Just the nastiest attitudes, traits, and characters on the face of the planet, like bar none. Bar none. And they're always talking about someone. So, DSM diagnostic criteria for antisocial personality disorder. So, there is a pervasive pattern of disregard for, in violation of the rights of others, occurring since age 15 years old, as indicated by 3 or more of the following. Now, this is the kicker here. They only need to meet 3 or more of the criteria. They fit like all of them. Like, seriously. They only need to fit 3 of the criteria. So let's keep that in mind. These violations and disregards for the rights of others, it only needs to be occurring since 15 years. Now, we already know there's multiple instances. I think black boys start displaying this around 7, 8. 7, 8 years old is usually when they start displaying these patterns. So, but we'll give them since 15. We'll give them since 15 years of age, because we know in psychology doesn't like to really diagnose children with personality disorders. Not really. They usually like to wait and see if when they get older, maybe to their teenage years, when they shouldn't be acting like a child, when their brain has developed more, when their personalities have developed more, then they will diagnose them. But generally in psychology, keeping in mind, I only studied and have a degree in psychology. I'm not going to run around here like Sarah Bryant and acting like I'm qualified to diagnose and treat people and call myself a therapist and a doctor, but I'm not licensed. So I'm going to tell y'all that right now. I have a degree in psychology. I'm not licensed to diagnose or treat anybody, because I'm not going to pretend that I'm something that I'm not. But I know that in psychology, they don't really like to diagnose children, like small children under the age of like 15. Like, they really don't like to do that. So, failure to conform to social norms with respect to lawful behaviors, as indicated by repeatedly performing acts that are grounds for arrest. This doesn't say you have to be arrested. You just engage in behavior that is unlawful. So, failure to conform to social norms with respect to lawful behaviors, as indicated by repeatedly performing acts that are grounds for arrest. I think it's safe to say they fit this one. Mind you, they only got to fit 3. Three is the bare minimum they got to fit. We already know it's one. Deceitfulness, as indicated by repeated lying, use of aliases, or conning others for personal profit or pleasure. We know they got, how many scammers, blackmail scammers, have we seen in this community? Because we've barely seen any of them who are legit. We've barely seen any of them who aren't scammers. Their number one goal when they get in a relationship is to lie, deceive, and exploit. This is why they have books on game. What do you think running game on women is? Lying, deceiving them for their own personal profit or pleasure. We already know these two. Impulsivity or failure to plan ahead. That goes without being said. That goes without being said. They're very impulsive. They're emotionally unhinged. They react emotionally from the slightest thing. Reject the bandit and watch you lose your life. And if you don't lose your life, if you reject the bandit or break up with them or divorce them, it ain't because he ain't gonna try. But they're nice. And black women's attitudes, though. But we need to divest because black women's attitudes are bad, though. But they literally fit nearly every criteria for antisocial personality. And I don't understand why they get the privilege of not having to deal with their nasty attitudes. They are nasty. Irritability and aggressiveness, as indicated by repeated physical fights or assaults. Check them at age 8. We've done stories on 8 and 10-year-old bandits in training, terrorizing, graping, and toe tagging other girls in the community. I think this starts way before the age of 15, but I think we already know irritability and aggressiveness literally defines their personality, as indicated by repeated physical fights or assaults. Have y'all ever heard of the show Fatal Attraction? Put one in the chat box if you've heard of the show Fatal Attraction and you know what the main point of the show is and what the show highlights. Put a one in the chat box if you've seen Fatal Attraction. If you know what that show is. Jewel said, for every 10 nasty bandits, you got 30 super mammies with capes on. Don't you? Oh, we gonna get into them. We gonna get into them. Because those are the ones who I think have like histrionic personality disorders, really. Again, I'm only going over the criteria. I can't diagnose nobody. I'm not diagnosing anybody. We're just going over the criteria to see if it matches black men's core behavior in the class. And like just in general. They do this in relationships. They do this in general. Super aggressive, always getting into fights with a woman or a child, generally. Reckless disregard for safety of self or others. They're literally running a femicide that outweighs anybody else's femicide. Oh, let me get in here and hold on, let me get in here and nod you. Hold on, let me see. Hold on for a second. I'm just trying to find it. Yeah, because y'all know Fatal Attraction is literally a show that details the extent to which these males toe tag women, mostly. Most of them are black. It very rarely do you see, let me tell y'all the rare thing that you see on Fatal Attraction. You do see it, but it's rare when you see it. On Fatal Attraction, it's rare when you see a woman, a black woman toe tagging a black man. That's rare. As much as they want to sit up here and say, oh, well, black women set black men up, literally almost the entire show is black men setting up black women. Literally, because they'll scheme on anybody. So we not gonna act like they won't scheme on anybody. They will. No one is exempt. They will scheme on and set up anyone. It does not matter. Friend, foe, family, they're all the same. They mama, they cousins, they brother, they kids, a baby, because babies can apparently get it too when you dealing with these nasty attitude having bandits. Babies are even, they not even off limits. Because they'll sit up here and harm a baby. But they will scheme on anybody. They always scheming and plotting. They will scheme and plot to have the mother of their children toe tagged. Yeah, it's rare on that show when black women toe tag them. It's also rare on that show when any other race of man toe tags a black woman. Let's get into this DSM-4 criteria, and then we'll continue to talk about ways that their attitude is really just deplorable. And it really just is. Let me explain. I'm going to tell y'all something. Their attitude is so nasty to where, and their behavior is so negative to where, y'all know I have ChatGPT make my thumbnails. The thumbnail that you see on here was created by ChatGPT. Whenever I get on ChatGPT and ask it to give me a thumbnail depicting black men's behavior, it automatically come back and say, I can't negatively stereotype a whole group of people. Like, seriously, mind you, I don't have to say negatively. I can say, just give me a thumbnail depicting how black men feel about black women. Same thing. I can't negatively depict a whole group of people. It'll say it can't negatively depict a whole group of people. Mind you, I'm just asking it super small things, simple things. That doesn't have to be negative. Even with this thumbnail that you see, I told ChatGPT to make me a thumbnail depicting black men's attitudes in general. And it said the same thing. I can't negatively stereotype a whole group of people. So even ChatGPT is telling you, I can't think of anything positive. It's all negative. It'll tell you it's all negative. So we got to do it in a different way so that it doesn't look like I'm stereotyping a group of people, even though I don't got nothing to say about it. If I was to get on there now and ask it to tell me the ways in which black men show up in society, it's going to say the same thing. I can't depict them negative. So if the AI, based on all available information sources, can't even find out anything positive that you do to where it automatically reverts to negative, that's how nasty they are. That's how nasty they are. That you can ask it anything and it's going to just pop back and say, yeah, it can't stereotype a whole group of people negatively. And it's going to immediately put negatively describe. If you ask it, is there any behavior that black men engage in or have ever engaged in that was positive or nice towards black women, it will tell you no, but we can't say that it don't exist just because ain't no evidence. Yep, even artificial intelligence knows that everything they do, the entire way that they show up in society is 100% negative. 100% negative. Nyla, you said ChatGPT is protecting the patriarchy no matter how degenerate they are. Yeah, it's programmed to. And it will tell you that it's programmed to. Like certain things, they'll literally say, we're hitting up against a boundary. And it'll say, even though everything that you're saying is true, the boundary is, I can't tell you what the most logical conclusion on how to deal with that would be. Because they already know what the most logical conclusion would be to something that only, like they're chaos demons. Literally. They're like chaos demons, always operating on double time. The demon time is just where they live. They live on demon time. And so there's gonna be zero AI that's gonna say they're doing anything positive. They are not. Whenever I ask it anything about black men, it automatically reverts to, I can't negatively stereotype. Just tell me there's nothing nice that you can say about them. Because if I said just depict their attitude and you're reverting to negative, that tells you they got a nasty ass attitude. Yeah, they crash out demons too. They are, Virgo girl. They're crash out demons too. And that's why you'll be hard pressed to find anybody who can actually honestly say anything nice about them. The male worshipers, the mammies, the mules, I don't care what find me the most hardcore male worshiper, and if she says something nice about black men, I'll show you a liar. I'll show you a liar. I can't even think of off the top of my head anything that they do is positive. And they always running around like, whoa, why y'all never saying nothing positive about us? Okay, sir, tell us what you're doing that's positive and we'll promote it. Tell us what you're doing that's positive and we'll promote it. And like they can't even tell you. So they know they're nasty. They know they have a reckless disregard for the safety of self and others. Because are we gonna act like they not one of the primary causes of death for a black person? Literally. They're talking about black women's attitude, hold black women accountable, but they're the primary cause of death for a black person. Like, they are one of the primary causes of death for a black person. They literally drive around neighborhoods shooting wantonly, not caring if any child is present. This is literally what they do. Imagine black women doing that, y'all. I want y'all to imagine for a minute. Imagine black women driving through neighborhoods, doing shootouts like they reenacting Set It Off. But this is literally what black men do. This is literally what they do. They'll drive around hoods. Who cares if they're the park in a school or anything? They're just on a desperate mission to toe tag a black person. Usually, that's what they're doing. They not toe tag a black person. Yep, they bring up weave and makeup, which is one of their number one gripes about black women. When they ask you, what do you hold black women accountable for? They will literally say her hair choices and her poor dating choices. Meanwhile, they are the poor dating choices. They are the poor dating choices because we at 5. So if you make meeting 5 when you only need 3 as the bare minimum and you already at 5, you are the poor dating choice. But that says a lot though. With that comes some recognition. They have a problem with black women's poor dating choices. The fact that she wants them to provide for their kids and child support. These are their primary gripes, other than black women's hair choices too. These are their primary gripes with black women. So it really tells you that their gripe with black women is that they are black women. Their gripe with black women is that they are black women because there's nothing legitimate that they say that black women are doing. They don't have a legitimate claim. They have none. Consistent irresponsibility, as indicated by repeated failure to sustain consistent work behavior or honor financial engagements. This is not even up for debate. This is not even up for debate. They are consistently irresponsible. They do have a repeated failure to sustain consistent work because of their nasty attitudes. Not because of their blackness. At this point, it's because you're nasty, disgruntled, unprofessional, and you think that the place of work is where you can slang dick at. This is them. Consistently irresponsible. Repeated failure. They're costing the government $50 billion by being broke. So I think it's quite clear that they fit number 6. Number 7, lack of remorse. Lack of remorse, as indicated by being indifferent to or rationalizing having hurt, mistreated, or stolen from another. We see this live and in action now with Megan Thee Stallion. What are they doing? Running around celebrating the fact that she got cheated on as if there's any woman that they would not cheat on. So we know they have a lack of remorse. We know that they relish in the mistreatment and harm of black women, be it caused by them or somebody else. And most of the time it's caused by them. Vast majority of time is them. Tam said they talk about hair as if they wear natural hair. They either cut it low, bald, or walk around with that brush brushing it all day. Or with some dirty, nasty dreads that they haven't washed that smell like a sewage system. They'll do that too. Because there was a black DJ one time in Portland, and I'm telling you, that man's dreads, like, they smell like he ain't never washed them. Never washed them. But we already know they lack remorse. They're sitting over there celebrating Ashley, that Ashley Janae. Oh, you know they celebrating that. How many of them have you seen sit up there and make memes about Megan Thee Stallion after she got shot at? We know they lack remorse. They lack empathy. They lack sympathy. They don't have any remorse for anyone. Not even their own children. They have no remorse for anyone. They are indifferent to rationalizing having hurt, mistreated, or stolen from someone. They don't care if this is what they're doing. So we already know they fit every one of these from since age 15-year-old, because 15-year teenage black males, they do all these. They do all of these. This one says the individual is at least 18. There is evidence of conduct disorder with onset before age 15. The occurrence of antisocial behavior is not exclusively during the course of schizophrenia or manic episode. That means this is presenting by itself. They don't have comorbid disorders. This is presenting by itself. Meaning they don't have schizophrenia, they're not bipolar, so they're not having a manic episode. This is just their normal everyday behavior. This is literally how black men operate on an everyday basis. This is literally how this is how they show up in society. This is how they show up in relationships. This is how they show up in general. They have a very entitled, hostile, nasty attitude. They literally get hostile and nasty at black women because black women don't need them. Mind you, they provide absolutely nothing. They provide absolutely nothing of substance, but will crash all the way out if a black woman says she don't need a black man. I'm sorry, sir, but what do you provide that she would actually need, sir? Yep, and they swear they're good men. Completely delusional. Don't fit no description of no good man nowhere, but somehow they're these good men. Then ain't nobody ever described them as nice. Who has ever described them as nice? I just want to know. Because these are the same bandits who have no problem abandoning, toe tagging, and essaying their own children. They literally believe that black women's expectation that they provide for a child that they have to create is worse than being enslaved. They've said this. They've said this. Them being expected to provide for their children is tantamount to black women doing worse to them than white supremacists have done. Mind you, these are the males who literally sold their women and children into enslavement and only have an issue with the fact that they were included in it as well. Literally. The only gripe they have is that they were included in it. They got off the plantation and start raging out, showing their hatefulness for black women. That's all they've done. That's literally all they've done. Thank you for that super chat, Tam Leo. Thank you, Gabrielle. She said, could you please tell your mods to unblock or mute me? My comment was directed at a bandit in the chat, not you or Maxita. I don't think they blocked you or muted you because you wouldn't be able to send a super chat if they did. So you're not blocked. They wouldn't be able to send, you wouldn't be able to send a super chat. And I know that because YouTube has blocked me out of some people's chat boxes and I can't send them a super chat. I can't do anything. Tawana Christian, thank you so much. She said these demons cause majority of the evil, but will run to the Bible and say Eve brought sin into the world. They blame shift everything on women. You're right. Well, I think narcissism is a part of antisocial personality. The umbrella, I think narcissism is under the antisocial personality umbrella, as is sociopathy and psychopathy. You said they're not our lives. Why the F are they crashing out over whether we want them in our lives or not? Because they need you. And that's why they hate you. They hate you because they need you. And that's a different story, because that doesn't only apply to them. That actually applies to all men. It applies to the vast majority of men. Their biggest point of disdain is that they need women and they know that women don't need them. But that's for a different conversation. Nyla, you said ChatGPT should be sued for understanding the threat they pose in black communities. Yeah. Yeah, they should. Oh, it understands the threat. It'll tell you it understands the threat. It will just tell you that it's programmed to where it can't make certain conclusions. I forgot what I was trying to get it to do. And it was literally saying this is a programming boundary that I can't breach. It was literally, because I was going in on ChatGPT. I was going in on it. I was like, oh, you're lying. You're male identified. You're protecting them. And it was like, no, this is a programming boundary. It was saying it's programmed. The boundary is programmed in it. It can't cross the boundary. Princess D, you said I was watching Pop the Balloon. Black man popped the balloon because the black woman wore her natural hair. The rest of the ladies on the panel popped their balloon in support of her. Black men are the loudest about weave, lashes, and nails. Yeah, they are. I promise you, one of the biggest reasons that they despise you and feel like they need to humble you more than any other male group on the planet. Because the way bandits try to humble black women is unlike you see any other male group trying to do. Like, other male groups try to do it sneakily by writing in legislation to surveil and remove their rights. Oh, these bandits just run amok and put it all the way out there. Yep, let's not forget how they cheered when 300K black women lost their jobs. Yeah, they're nasty. Nasty. And that's why they're relentless at trying to humble you. Because at the end of the day, and I really feel like there's a time point when they did this. Does anybody remember a long time ago? This was probably around 2017, 2018. Nyla, I know you're in the chat box. You let me know if you remember this too, because I think we actually went over this in a live stream. But when Ben Shapiro came out and said, why is it that these stats are against black men? But black women grow up in the same communities that they're in, but black women are doing exponentially better. Put a 1 in the chat box if you remember when Ben Shapiro said that. The conservative Ben Shapiro, he had came out and said there's no excuse for black men's behavior because black women and girls grow up in the same communities under the same circumstances and they still do better. And I really feel like this is when they start doubling down on saying, oh, we don't care about your education. We don't care about your jobs. Mind you, the only reason why a lot of them got a place to stay is because of your education and your job. They will not have a home to live in if it weren't from your education or your job. Yet they will sit here and tell you your accomplishments don't matter because they don't have the same accomplishments. They don't got them. They're haters. They're haters. They will. They'll downplay your accomplishments because they made them. But yet they want you to celebrate mediocrity in them. They want you to celebrate it. And it's like no one's going to sit over here and celebrate your failures while you're sitting over here demeaning black women's accomplishments while you simultaneously benefit from them. They benefit from them. All of those bandits running around, oh, there's 2 million black men in middle class. Yeah, because of black women's income and education. Genius. The question is, why and how did you get into the middle class? By way of a black woman. That's how you got there. And then they sit there in all of their failure. And try to demean and degrade you just because you're resilient and they're not. Because this is about resiliency. Mind you, black women don't got to go out and say this. Everybody sees it. You are on the same plantation as black women. You are in the same Jim Crow system as black women. You are in segregated schools as black women. You face The same. We've been through the same. There's nothing that black men can say they went through that black women didn't go through. Add to that, you got to deal with being a woman in a society that hates women because they need them. Again, another. Try to think about the psychology of something that tries to prop itself up on a pedestal above everything else. But they need those who they feel are the most inferior to give them life. They need them. And they don't need you to just give them life. They need you to manage their life for them too. This is why they wrote a hierarchy where they're above children. Because they want you to prioritize them as if they're a child. They need you. You don't need them. They know this. Bandits throw tantrums over this. They're so nice, but they wanted their children to starve. All for the sake of the appearance of them being a provider in somebody's home that they ain't providing for. So they ran around lying on black women. They've been lying on black women for like a good 40, 50 years, talking about black women put them out the home for welfare, and they know damn well they were not in the home. We called welfare. We literally called welfare. The videos are on TikTok. The clips are on TikTok where welfare is saying we don't remove people from the home, we terminate benefits. So they would have preferred your children, which is their children, to starve all for the sake of their ego. So they can look like something that they not and never have been, which is a provider. There's bandits who literally set up here in live streams and said that you should have let them starve. You should have let them starve. Rather than have data come out that shows that black men weren't able to provide. Because why would you have been on welfare to begin with if you had a provider? If you qualified for welfare, you didn't have a provider, bottom line. Bottom line. But they wanted you to still house and feed them, even though they ain't got a damn thing to offer but dick and dust. And then if you don't do it, they gonna go on a 50 to 60 year smear campaign talking about you put them out of the damn home. Over a program nearly, mind you, they got kicked out and thrown out in 1968, not because of them, but because of a black woman. So if black women wanted you out of the home, why did a black woman go to court to get your dumb asses back in a home that you couldn't even afford? They couldn't even afford to be in the home. They don't need to be in the home. The home is more dangerous when they are in it because they have nasty attitudes. If these were good men with good attitudes, would their presence increase the rate of harm in your home? You basically just got a violent, unhinged predator in your house that wants to suck up your resource like the parasite that they are, and then leave after they've depleted you and move on to the next person to deplete. Because that's just really what they do. Because they really don't care about anybody. They don't care about anyone. They only care about what they can extract from you. No loyalty to anyone at all. No loyalty to nobody at all. Just none at all. Again, they'll set up their mama, they'll set up their brother, they'll set up their baby mama, they'll set up their wives, and you ain't got to do nothing. They can just think you did something. They can think you had a little bit of money that they want to rob you for. So let me go set up my baby mama over here. Let me go set up my mama over here so that I can get something from my mama. They pretend to be loyal to each other, but the only time they really have any loyalty is when they're publicly disparaging the women who gave them life and propping up the women that they claim birth and raise the men who take their life. Again, chaos agents. Demons of destruction and debauchery. It's giving demons. Like, I'm gonna let y'all know. And this is something black women, you're gonna just have to come to terms with. You gotta come to terms with it. You have to. You're gonna just have to come to terms with the fact that you birthing demons. If it looks like a demon, well, listen, it ain't gotta fine. It ain't gotta look like a demon. But I want y'all to remember Satan was the most beautiful angel, if you're a Christian. So, I mean, it would really, looks aside, behavior and attitude is on demon time constantly. Constantly. They live on demon. So low vibrational that if they meet a high vibrational woman, do you think they're going to get on her level, or do you think they're going to try to bring her down to their level of degeneracy? Oh, they going to bring her down to their level. They going to bring her down to their level. And it doesn't matter if their attempts to do so result in the end of her life. They're going to try to bring her down to their low vibrational level. And they'll use a woman. They'll use a child. When they have kids, they ain't have no kids because they like a kid. You think that they're impregnating women because they like children? No, this is warfare. That's one of the ways they wage war on you. Ooh. Now you speak in my language, Maxita. You said one day we can discuss how a lot of them are warlocks. Let's ask the oracle for a reading. We absolutely will. But do we really need it to tell us that they got some warlock behavior? I think they do. I think they do. And they're able to get away with it because of the way that they're viewed. Like, I don't know, how are they fooling how are they fooling the black community? I don't get it. I don't get how they have to be warlocks. They have to. They have to be. Ain't no way they not warlocks. They have to. Because how else would they be fooling black women and creating this illusion that somehow they're nice people when they're not? They ain't never been nice. Infants don't even get a nice, like, they're not even nice to infants. They see infants as something that they can use as a weapon against a woman whose life they're trying to ruin. All they want to do is ruin her life. And one of the best ways they believe that they can ruin her life is to impregnate her and either abandon her with the child or take her to court and try to ruin her life and remove her child from her. They don't care whether they're the child that needs to be attached to his mother. Oh, they don't care about that. All that kid is to them is a weapon. That's all it is. It's a weapon against a woman. Because when you have this high of a rate of abandonment, the stats and the sources are on the thumbnail. Oh, of course I'm telling the truth. Don't nobody lie on them. No one has to lie on them when the truth is dark enough. But they don't care about these kids. The only reason why they're complaining about terminations because they want to wage war on you. They want to trap you. They want to inconvenience you. They want to make your life harder as if it ain't already hard enough. Your life apparently to them ain't hard enough, even though you're a black woman. So they want to make your life harder. They want to bring children into chaos so they can use said children against you. You said, I had an uncle who found it funny when babies cried or pout. They explained why he liked picking on me as a baby. Again, that's the only thing that their minds don't even think about order and organization and being nice. Their whole thing is, okay, who can I victimize today? Yep, they know the kids will ruin and make your life harder. Not because they like you or the kids. Yeah, they do. They know that it's more going to make it harder for you to make money. It's going to make it harder for you to move around. It's going to make it harder for you to accomplish your goals. It's going to make it harder for you to pour into yourself. Even with one, it's going to make it harder for you to pour into yourself. Because they're not going to stay there. A lot of them go wait till the kid get attached. And then they go abandon the kids too. So then not only are they now ruining the mother, but they're harming the child too. They don't care. Because if they cared about their kids, do you think they'd be stressing out the mother, knowing that the mother is the primary caregiver? Does it make sense to you that a man who claims he cares about his children, that he would be doing things that affects the emotional and psychological well-being of the primary caregiver of the kids? No. Because one of the most important things that a person should want for anybody who's around their children is that their emotions are stable, that their psychology is stable. Instead, bandits go out here and traumatize the mothers, They go out and traumatize the mothers, knowing the mothers are the primary caregivers of their children, knowing it. They want the mother to be poor, down and out, meaning that's how they want their kids to be. They want to run around talking about abuse, but they traumatize the mother of their children. If you cared about child abuse, would you be traumatizing and psychologically damaging the primary caregiver of your children? No, you would not. So they don't care about their children. If a man is cheating on his kid's mom, no, he's not a good man. He doesn't care about his kids because he knows psychologically and emotionally that's going to harm the mother, and she has to care for these kids. So now she over here trying to care for some kids while she's stressed out and emotionally harmed. But they'll say but we care about our kids. Oh, we want to be his dads. What is the proof? None. Yeah, they don't care. They don't care about no kid. They want what they want from the mother, and if the mother doesn't give them what they want, they're terrorizing her. They're terrorizing her, bottom line, because they don't care. They don't care. The kid is nut to them. The kid is nut to them. That's all they're doing. All they're doing is nutting. So, like, they look at their kids as the product of nut. Not as anything. Oh, I just nutted. Like, they discard it. If they do it in a sock, some tissue, or whatever, they're discarding it. Their kids are the equivalent of that because that's all they're doing to get a kid. They don't care about having no kid. They're trying to exploit this woman and her body. And now you're pregnant. Okay, now I have another means by which I can exploit you. Good, great. But they don't actually care about the kid. There's no evidence of them caring about the kids. They're the number one toe tagger of their kids. Who's running amok again? Wantonly shooting all up the neighborhood, not caring if kids were around. And then when you ask them about crimes, they want to pretend like black women are the ones hanging on corners selling drugs to pregnant women. Really? They want to act like black women are driving around neighborhoods wantonly shooting. So black women doing all these drive-bys. A lying bandit literally tried to suggest that black women essay children more than they do. Because to them, lying is nothing. Not lying is nothing. If lying is going to help them accomplish their goal of disparaging you and destroying your image, okay, then they'll lie. They'll just lie. Like they've been lying on black women for about a good 60 years, saying you put them out the home. And you didn't. They literally claim to be the most desired males. I don't know where they're getting that from, really. I don't. Honestly, notice how we never hear these women saying that black men are the most desired. Have you put one in the chat box if you've ever heard any other they can't be black, any other group of women describe black men as the most desired? And then it raises the question of what are you the most desired for? Surely not husbands or fathers of children. You're never convincing anybody that there's one group of people on this planet who would prefer to marry and have children with black men over any other man. Like, there's no way you convince me of that. It's like, sir, what are you the most desired for? Are you the most desired for getting a kink off? Or are you the most desired when it comes to settling down with, building with, having a family with? The data says that's not your situation. That's not your situation. Ain't nobody saying you the most desired as a husband, as a friend, as a confidant, as the father of their children. Ain't nobody putting you in that position. Ain't nobody gonna try to put no black man in any position that involves trust or responsibility or honesty because they not gonna deliver. They're not gonna deliver. Even the rich ones don't want to financially provide. Ain't there a bandit now? I think his name is Anthony Edwards, running around impregnating women, just recklessly impregnating women, and then saying he ain't gonna provide for the kids. Let me sign my rights away. If that ain't an example of a man who views his children the same way he views his nut, then I don't know what is. You got Anthony Edwards, literally woman after woman after woman, impregnating them, and then, oh, I don't care about the kid. I don't care about them. Let me sign my rights away, but I'm going to fight you when it comes to financially providing for them, because I don't care. Who cares how they live? Who cares if they can eat or sleep or have a relationship with me? Oh, well, let them sleep in the hood that I'm terrorizing. Let them catch this stray bullet when I'm running amok trying to toe tag another black man. They can catch these bullets too. You think they care about a baby? You think they care about babies? They don't give a damn about no babies. They don't care. They abandon them. They toe tag them. They essay them. They use them as human shields. They don't care. These are literally the group of males who have the lowest marriage rate and the highest divorce rate, but you're the most desirable. And the reason don't nobody want to marry him, and when they do marry him, when they do make the mistake of marrying him, unless they're a black woman whose self-esteem relies on these nasty, disgruntled bandits, but when anybody else marry him by mistake, oh, they divorcing them real fast. They divorcing them real fast. And they don't come out and say, you know, I divorced my black husband because he was just so nice to me. He was just so kind and loyal and faithful. Oh, and he's a great father too. No, they say the exact opposite. Oh, he's nasty. He's abusive. He was just throwing his baby mama, the white one, through a TV in front of her 5-month-old child. Because again, children can get it too. You think babies are off limits to these bandits? Oh, you out your damn mind. Infants are not off limits. Infants are not off limits. I just literally saw an article that a bandit shook his infant literally until she unalived. They don't give a damn about no kids. A bandit just literally went out and planned to toe tag all of his children. He knew he had 7 of them. Who cares? They flush their nut and they discard their nut all the time. So what's a baby? They ain't carrying it. They ain't creating it in their body. They ain't risking their life to birth it. So what do they care? You have a higher chance of being a victim to one than you do a cared for wife of one. Yep, you sure do. That is really rare. It is. It's super, super, super rare. Super rare. And this is why it don't matter what you put into AI. It's going to say, oh, well, if I talk about their collective behavior or attitude towards black women, it's so negative and nasty that it's going to look like I'm stereotyping and sensationalizing a whole group of men. Thank you so much, Dreamscape Muthers. You said, have you seen the body cam where the demon was watching his toddler daughter and ended up taking her life because he punched her so hard again? Like, case in point. We have too many cases in point. Like, when are we as the community going to talk about their nasty ass, disgruntled ass attitudes? Because if they had better attitudes, would they be doing the things that they're doing? They literally toe tag the women in their community more than white supremacists do. This is a statistical fact. They toe tag the women in their community more than white supremacists do, and more than any other group of men toe tag theirs. And they sitting there telling you, oh, it's proximity. Lying ass bitch. It ain't proximity. It ain't proximity when you toe tagging the women in your community at a rate higher than every other male group who's also in proximity to their, again, stats are on the thumbnail. You know that stat that says black people are 5 times more likely to be toe tagged by a black person than a white person. Yeah, that's the femicide rate for black men. Because statistically, black women are 5 times more likely to be toe tagged by one of these good, nice men than women of no color are. But white men though. But black men though. But black women and white men though, because that's all they focus on. Everything is black women and white men. The white men made me do this. The white men made me do that. Was black women was doing this or that, never taking accountability for anything. Not one thing. Lying on everybody. Like they literally blame everything they do on black women and white supremacy. Mind you, they're literally toe tagging everybody in the community, including infants. So we just not gonna get away from that. They're literally toe tagging everyone in the community, including infants. Yet they want black women to be held accountable for their poor dating choices, which is them. You are the poor dating choice, sir. What do you mean, sir? The only poor dating choice I'm making is to keep dating you. They will tell you to choose better than themselves. Like they literally know that they're so deplorable. They literally know that they're so deplorable that they're going to tell you to choose better, knowing that you're choosing them. Knowing you're choosing them. They know that you're choosing them, and they still going to tell you to choose better. The proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the pudding. Tam said, always in a woman's comment section saying the most nasty random things and don't let you turn them down. And then your every name in the book. If you stay alive. Tam, that's if they don't toe tag you immediately after. If you ain't in their presence, they gonna try to toe tag you. Bottom line. Black women are running around here scared to death to not give black men their number. It's a problem. That is a problem. How do you got the women in your community scared to not give you a number? Scared that if she doesn't give you her number, or if she give you a fake number, because they're going to call the number right in front of you. This is how unhinged they are. This is how unhinged they are. They're going to call whatever number right in front of you, just to see if you giving them the wrong or the right number. And then if you giving them the wrong number, they gonna try to toe tag you. So you ain't even able, they so nasty and disgruntled and apparently desirable that you can't even decline giving them your number. They'll toe tag you if they do. They got a blood in, blood out policy when it comes to being in relationships. You want to know how they test black women's love? Traumatize them. Traumatize her. Oh, let me traumatize her, and if she stays with me, then that means she just demented and depraved. Just seriously, demons of depravity and debauchery is what they is given. It's given demons. Yet again, it's just given demons. What do you mean? What happened to you? You said. Yeah, they are hostile. Very, very nasty, aggressive, hostile. Like, they want to approach somebody saying, hey, bitch, and then you supposed to just throw your number at them. Again, like I said, always scheming on someone. They have no problem setting up family members. Children can get it too. I told y'all, friends, foe, family, they all look the same to nasty attitude having bandits. They don't care. They don't care. And the reason they don't care is because they feel like you go choose them anyway. And they'll tell you, oh, she go choose me anyway. Just nasty. You said you got a ninja fire today, always talking about accountability. So I figured he'd be happy. They don't like having jobs anyway. They're Karens. They have a nasty Karen-esque attitude. What is the difference? Because I'm asking again. What is the difference from these bandits in the communities and the white supremacists they claim about? I'll wait for somebody to tell me the difference, because I don't see no difference between the bandits in the community and the white supremacists that they always blaming everything on. Oh, exactly. You said you have a Google Play number. Exactly. I'll give them the number and block them right after I give them. Right after I leave, I'm blocking their number. I will. I'll give them my real number or a Google number, but the minute that I walk out their presence and get into the safety of my car, I'm going to block their number. Because I ain't having no crash out demon over here trying to toe tag me because they feel entitled to my number. I don't want to talk to you. You're nasty. Because they go get on your phone immediately saying something nasty. Giving you a backhand compliment. That's what they go do. They go get in your text messages and give you backhanded compliments. Oh, you know you need to wear makeup, right? Yeah, I know I don't need to. I'm choosing to, though. Like, why are you on my phone talking to me about makeup and hair? You want to have a conversation about tampons and panty liners, too? Like, is that where we going with it? Are we going down the hair, makeup, tampons, panty liners pipeline? That's what we doing? You said, can we please refer to them as males? Of course we are. Just no loyalty to no one. They've always been treated as males who take every opportunity, mind you, when they're not looking for one. Because most of the time, bandits are just looking for an opportunity to publicly disparage black women. And if they can't find one, they go create one. If they can't find one, they will create one. If they need to lie on black women, they're going to do it. If they need to lie on a black woman, like with Ashley Janae, the report said that man didn't toe tag her. Bandits ran around taking the opportunity to disparage black women because apparently they investigated the case. Clearly, they investigated it already. Bandits have already thoroughly investigated the case, and they know for a fact that this man toe tagged her. Last I checked, it said self-unaliving, though. Last I checked, it said self-unaliving. But they wanted a reason to drag black women. And so they found one. And so they found one. So that it will look like they were actually doing something like protecting black women from the man who toe tags them less than they do. Because if you really wanted black women to be protected, you would protect black women from you. We need protection from you. Who's going to protect us from these nasty attitude having as murderous bandits that's running around here again, toe tagging the entire damn community at a rate that white supremacists ain't even doing it? Like, how are you showing up statistically in society as worse towards black people than white supremacists are? Yep, that's why they double down on Megan Thee Stallion, because they despise. Oh, if you're a black woman who actually confident and have self-love and you're successful, oh, they go relentlessly. They're gonna stalk you. They're gonna stalk you. I don't think therapy works on antisocial personalities. I just don't think you do. I don't think you can give a person therapy that's gonna make them not be a sociopath or a psychopath if they are one. Now, they say that you can cure narcissism by talk therapy. But again, if you even so much as suggest that these bandits get into some therapy, guess what they gonna do? They go viciously attack you. And they not just go viciously attack you, they go employ some of their masculine attack dog mules. Oh, they're gonna embolden them to attack you too. They literally run around asking other groups of men to harm the women in their community. Like, this is like what they do. Tell me where I'm lying. I want a black man or a black woman who worship them. I want you to come over here and get this smoke. I want you to come get this smoke. Point out the lie. the lie. I want the lie pointed out. Cause all I see is bandits running around lying on black women, trying to find reasons to demean and disparage them, to the degree that other people are starting to see how psychotic and nasty they are. Literally. It's literally spilling over into other people's communities. It's spilling over into other people's communities. You are nasty, violent, abusive. Where's the preferences getting? Where's the good black men the preferences they're getting? Since they always telling black women, well, this why you ain't getting no high value man. Please show me which one of y'all are high value. I only see low value, no value, great value bandits. That's all I see. That's all I see. They're counterfeit good men. They're pretending to be good men. They will wear the mask of a good man, but when you snatch that mask off, it's going to be a demon underneath. It's literally going to be a demon. You said, yeah, Newsweek wrote an article about how they talked about Ashley Janae. Yeah, because they just nasty. They're nasty. This is all that they do. This is literally all they do. They don't do anything else but these things. Sit up and lie on black women, disparage black women, demean black women, talking about hold black women accountable. Sir, you're murdering the community. What do you mean? Hold black women accountable for their hair while I run around and shoot up the whole community. Everything's lunacy. It's lunacy. It makes no sense. This is a psychotic community that we live in. We really just do live in a psychotic, lying-ass community where bandits can literally just be the greatest threat to anything black, but constantly talk about white supremacy. No, we're going to talk about your white supremacy. We're going to talk about your white supremacy. Lying, saying, oh, black women work with the white man, knowing they did. And they still are. That's the thing. You can count off the top of your head at least 10 bandits who are working directly in tandem with white supremacists. Yet they will sit here and tell you that white supremacy somehow used you against them. Nah, bruh. White supremacy used you against black women. And they're still using you against black women. What do you think Clarence Thomas is doing in the Supreme Court? What do you think Clarence Thomas is doing? You think he helping and voting on legislation that helps his community or harms it? Because the only reason why they're not oppressing you systemically is because they lack the power to do so. They don't have systemic power. That is the only where. Because if you look over on that continent where they do have systemic power, tell me what those black women are doing. Tell me the condition of the black women who are on the continent where black men do got systemic power. They have nearly all of the systemic power. Are those black women safe? No, they not. Are those black children safe? No, they not. Do those black children have stable fathers that they write legislation because they care about these kids? No. Or were they just throwing tantrums because they can't marry 9-year-olds? They were literally throwing tantrums because they can't be with 9-year-olds. You said I was literally thinking about Justice Jackson dissenting against the voting rights issues. Right. Exactly. That's all they do. Agents of white supremacy. And then the only reason why they keep bringing up white supremacy is because they're jealous of white men. Their sole claim to fame was, well, they raped us too. Well, we lost to the white man, so we must be better. No, you're just weaker. Every single thing about you indicates that you have the same pathology. You just lack systemic power. Tenacious, thank you so much. You said the black male worshipers are the henchwomen that do their bidding to hurt other black women without getting their hands dirty. Exactly. Because when I was watching that Nature Boy documentary, all I saw was a demon who recruited some lesser demons so they can victimize women. And unfortunately, they converted some of them to demons too. That's all they do. The only thing they do is rile up black people, be it women or men. All they're going to do is rally them up to cause harm to other people. That's all they're going to do. That's all they're going to do. But I need to know from anybody, how are they different than white supremacists? Other than lacking systemic power. Yeah, and in every area that they have power, they use it to disenfranchise black women and children. They literally use it. They use it. They're showing you that if we had systemic power, we would be oppressing you worse than these white supremacists do. It would be worse. They are worse. All of the indications say they are worse. You said the Nature Boy documentary was a wide eye opener. I hope it was. I hope it was, but I don't think it was for black. That was a straight up demon. That was a demon it was a demon who was making my blood boil because it's a low ranking demon. And it's like, you're so low on the devil's scale that the fact that you're running around calling yourself a god is offensive to me, and I'm not even a god. I'm not even yeah, exactly. They had that grape festival over there on the continent. Wasn't that like Nigeria or somewhere? Wasn't that like in Nigeria somewhere where they had a 7-day grape fest? But white supremacy and black women, though. But black women putting them on child support, though, because that's the number one thing they hate to do. Just don't make them deal with their kids as long as they don't got to finance. Mind you, most black women don't even make them financially support their kids. Most black women have no expectation of black men doing anything with their kids. No expectation. Because most of them do not. Most black women do not put black men on child support. Most of them do not. Another lie that black men been running around lying on black women. Oh, they put me. First of all, she shouldn't have to put your raggedy ass, your providing ass, your godly ass. She shouldn't have to put you on no damn child support for your own seed. Because you said you carry the seed. So why are you always abandoning your seed? Why is your biggest gripe that you don't want to pay for your seed? You send your dumb ass up in front of politicians asking for them to write legislation so you don't have to be financially accountable for a child that you helped to create. Oh, but terminations, right? But Planned Parenthood, right? Says the ones who's toe tagging the women in their community more than white supremacists. They always want to mention Margaret Sanger. I guarantee you they done toe tag more than Margaret Sanger did. I guarantee you. I guarantee you Margaret Sanger's black body count ain't as high as black males' black body count, though. That's what y'all need to be worrying about. You need to be worrying about getting that body count down, literally. And we ain't talking about the body count that you obsessing over because you don't want to compete with another man because you a cowardly ass, weak ass bandit. We ain't gonna get into that. But they need to get that body count down. Running amok. One bandit took out 8 children. One bandit decided to take out 8 of his own children. Oh yeah, no, they love to mention Margaret Sanger. Margaret Sanger is always on the lips of a bandit. And the reason being is because, no, they want you to give birth to that child so they can toe tag it later with a stray bullet as they try to go desperately toe tag another black man. Because that's what they want to do too. They glorify harm being done to their community by others and themselves. It don't really matter because the only time they don't have a problem with white supremacy is when and if they think it's targeting a black woman. Oh, then they're going to celebrate it. Oh, they go celebrate it. You better believe they go celebrate it. They shun men who show black women even the smallest amount of decency. If you are a man and you step up and choose to go be a stepfather to a black woman's child after another bandit decided to abandon it, oh, you a simp to them. Oh, you talking nicely, you a simp. Oh, you pandering. They're still cyber slurping a corpse because when that corpse was a living human being, for money, he decided to disparage black women. So he decided to sit up there and lie on black women just for profit. And now he's worm food. But that's what he was doing. That's what he was doing. Worm food Samuels was sitting up there after he knew that telling the truth about these dusty bandits ain't profitable. So let me go lie on black women. Let me go lie on and disparage black women because I know I'm in a community where they'll throw loads of money at me. And that's exactly what they did. They deified Worm Food Samuels. Still doing it. Still doing it. Still glorifying him. Do y'all think it's a wonder that mind y'all, black men really don't even vote. Statistically, they really don't engage in politics. But when they do, they go engage in it in a way to where they're going to engage in politics geared towards oppressing you. That's what they gonna do. You think these malicious bandits didn't know before they ran out and voted for that orange thug? You think they voted for him for any other reason than stripping rights away from you? Because of course, whenever they think there's going to be a natural disaster, oh, black women go without. Oh, but now the food stamps on around, now black women gonna have to give us some $40 pussy. Just despicable. Just completely despicable in every way, shape, and form. Just nasty. Nasty. Who's sitting up there waiting for society to break down so they can sexually exploit some women? Oh, when society break down, we gonna go attack black women. Y'all do know that these bandits said that if a race war was ever to break out, they would target you. They wouldn't target the men who are definitely going to be targeting them. Oh no, they gonna come after you. Because they think you aligning yourself with the same white man whose dicks they've been sucking since they were brought into this country and put on plantations. Now they gonna have to come big again. Oh, welfare out the way, so now they gonna have to, because you know the only thing these bandits got is $40. That's where they cap it at. $40 a week in child support, $40 cooch from a woman who wouldn't want them otherwise. So you need these women to be in a desperate state so that you can have access to them. Because I don't hear white supremacists running around saying, I can't wait until welfare is removed so I can get some $40 cash. Now you says the Hebrews say that they are going to trade us for goods. Yeah, because that's what they were doing before. They go trade us for goods and services in an apocalypse. Yeah, because that's what they raggedy asses was doing on a plantation. Because that's how they got to the plantation. So all they doing is telling you we were treasonous bandits when we went and sold you out onto the plantation, and we still treasonous bandits. Ain't learned nothing. They learned nothing. They spent hundreds of years on a plantation being completely decimated and dominated by another male group, they walked off and start hating black women. Don't got no gripe for no man at all. Not even the ones that they claim, oh, they oppressing us. Oh, we can't build up the hood because the white man. But you want to fight black women's weave, you cowardly ass bitch? Like, where do they do that at? Where you just turn around and have the utmost aggression towards black women, but your energy is 100% submissive when a white man rolled through them. Then it's all, yes, sir. No, sir. No, sir. I wasn't doing that, sir. Well, what do you want me to do, sir? You want me to go toe tag my whole community? Okay, sir, I'll do that. Just broken bucks, neutered and castrated in every way, shape, and form. Just completely neutered. And then I'm supposed to run around, just because I'm a black woman, I'm supposed to run around and act like they not acting like murderous demons. They're acting like murderous demons. And they been acting like murderous demons, and they don't want no help. And if you suggest that they get some help, the therapy that they so desperately need, they probably ain't gonna even work anyway. When you suggest that they get some psychiatric help, they just go attack you and cause you to lose your job. That's all they go do. They go attack you and try to get you your license removed because you suggested that they not act like hateful demons. That's what they're gonna do. They constantly demand submission from black women, but lack any authority that will warrant it. This tells you about their delusional, psychotic mind state. The fact that you think that you should get some submission from somebody and you have no authority. What authority do you have that will warrant submission to what? Degeneracy? Debauchery? Your disease-ridden community dick that you running around weaponizing against women too? Because if you think these bandits ain't running around knowing they got diseases and purposely giving it to you, right, I'm supposed to protect and worship these bandits for existing as black males. Like, really? I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. They don't provide nothing, but they mad when you say you don't need them. Mad when you say you don't need them. Let a black woman open her mouth to say she independent. And watch what that bandit go do. Oh, you masculine. Well, somebody got to be masculine because you're not. Like, you're not. Like, there literally has to be a masculine principle in the community, and they are not it. I'm not about to be up here with, like, I'm not. I'm not. I'm not about to do this with, because I just saw something that came up on Instagram with Tasha. I ain't doing that with Let's look in this comment section and see how much of these nice attitude having bandits are out here lying on black women. Look at this, y'all. Who do y'all think this is going to affect the most? I just want y'all to tell me, who do y'all think this is going to affect the most? Parents owing over $2,500 in child support will have their passports revoked by the U.S. State Department. I mean, most bandits don't have a passport anyway, so maybe this won't affect them because they can't afford at all. They can't afford it. And look, this is how much privilege they got. Look at this. Officials also revealed that the program will soon expand, meaning it was already around, to include anyone owing more than $2,500 in unpaid child support. Reports state that the threshold set by a 1996 law that haven't even been enforced really, has rarely been enforced. Oh, we know that this has not been enforced. Because bandits get a free pass to abandon their children. Up until now, the penalty mainly affected people trying to renew their passports. Still, under the new policy, passports can now be revoked altogether once the Department of Health and Human Services report overdue payments to the state. I guess those passport bandits ain't about to be out there traveling and getting diseases and toe tagged because they ain't gonna have no passport to do it. Look, this person is smart. If you got money to travel, then you got money for child support. But of course, bandits ain't gonna like that. This lady sounds stupid. Some people don't even travel. They'll get a passport just to say they have one. Girl, I can't with black women most of the time. They said you won't fly high in the sky and leave them kids dry. Yeah, and the bandits are just go have to see. They gonna have to see. This is God working a big one. God working his big one, because we're going to emphasize his. So we already know that she's a male worshiper. Because anybody who subscribed to an Abrahamic religion with a male God, you are automatically a male worshiper. It just is what it is. And no one needs to get offended. By default, you will be a male worshiper. Obvious. If you're obviously, if your deity is male, then you are by default a male worshiper. So we know she's the male worshiper because she's referring to a God as a male. To her, God's big one is $2,500. You don't get a passport. So the big one ain't doing something about these bandits who are toe tagging women and children. The big one, it wasn't getting you off the plantation and out of Jim Crow. The big one ain't eliminating racism right now. It's a bandit getting the passport revoked. I mean, I guess. Look, low standards, even for their God. Even black women even have low standards for their all-powerful male God. They even have low standards. He don't got to show up. He can do his big one by, I guess, the human government revoking a passport, because I don't see God here. I see the U.S. State Department. This don't say nothing about God. This don't say God is going to take their passport. It says it's going to be revoked by the U.S. State Department. Why is her male God being in here? Why is her male God being activated right now? Like, why is he being brought up? I'm just asking. This is her male God. Low standards even for him. God letting babies and children starve, but he doing his big one. Right. This is, we not gonna get on like some of these black women's psychology. It's just too, look, government overreach. We know this is a bandit. We just know it is. We know it is. Of course it's a bandit. Government overreach. People will see this as a W, but don't realize the precedence it sets. Because Lord forbid you make them pay for their kids. And look, she said break it down. Let's see what he said. Okay, say the government can now revoke the passport of anyone who owes more than $100 on their card. They now have the legal standing to do it. Yeah, no, this is specific about child support, and you clearly are behind. It's like, tell us you behind in your child support. Look, no matter where you go, you go find a bandit finding some way to complain about having to take care of his kid. This person said if you pay your child support, you won't have a problem. Which demographic pays the most child support? If that's the demographic you want to target, how can you hurt them more? So this bandit is suggesting that black men pay the most child support. They do not. White men do. Look, then ICE can begin rounding them up and saying you're a citizen. Isn't enough proof to stop them from putting you in a rat-infested concentration camp. So that's where some of y'all need to be. That's where some of them need to be. In a rat-infested concentration camp, maybe they'll accomplish something there. Because what have black men accomplished since being, as Nyla put it, evicted off the plantation? Not you having to be evicted from the plantation. Starred above the Emerald Forest said, I bet there is a bandit comment in there saying white men just don't want us sleeping with non-black women. This is why they'll revoke our passports. You're not taking care of your kids, bandit. But what have these bandits accomplished? I just want to know. Does anybody have one thing that they've accomplished since being evicted from the plantation? I'll wait. I'll wait. Maxita said the Latina women in those comments need to set their ass up. We need the bandits to be able to keep their passports. Oh, they said they taking them. I'm telling y'all, they taking them because they plan to put these bandits back on the plantation, and they're gonna go. You think if they re-implement any type of enslavement, you think bandits are gonna fight against it? You out your damn mind. They ain't fought against it yet, and they not going to. Look, they been toe tagging people in the streets and getting away with it forever as well. Does that make it okay? You said not being fired at the slave. Like, I'm saying they've been fired. I'm just saying they ain't accomplished nothing since white men made them. And that's why the only thing they'll bring up is what white men made them to do. So, in order for you to accomplish something, do we got to get white men to make you do it, or can you just do it yourself? Because you're not even telling us a time that you accomplish anything. This person said, by the way, Delta never did snacks with trips under 350 miles. All this stuff y'all reporting is old. They said short trips, which would include like trips that take 2 hours, and they did serve snacks on them. I almost primarily only fly Delta, and that's because they're the least problematic airline. Tawana Christian says some women knew how to get rid of all of their problems with a hot meal. Then I wish they knew that now, because they forgot. They forgot. This is people who that don't pay child support ain't going anywhere no way because they're deadbeats. I mean, they are, but a bandit will reject paying for his kid and then go spend hundreds of dollars on some Jordans or a PlayStation. Girl, no. You know, ain't none of them bandits came back with no wife. They came back with some diseases. So I mean, if they married, she said my child's father is $28,000 in arrears right now and is trying to take him out of school to go on a cruise next year. I wish y'all would get custody orders on y'all's kids and disempower these bandits. Like, I really wish y'all would. I really wish black women would go get custody orders and limit what these bandits can do. Because I promise y'all, if I have a kid, ain't no bandit about to be telling me where they go take my kid or thinking they taking my kid anywhere that I don't say they could take them. But absolutely not. Absolutely not. And I really wish black women would go to court and get custody orders on these bandits. Because what I'm not about to do is have a bitter baby daddy stalking my life and making things harder for me because of a kid. You're not going to weaponize a kid over here. You're not weaponizing no kid. I don't give a damn about putting no black men in the system. That's where you belong. Because if I have to go to the courts, then you did something to belong there. And once I have to go to the courts, I'm not going to stop. Like, I'm just not going to. So if you give me reason to have to put you in the system, you gonna stay in the system. You gonna stay there. you said Nyla, you said they got passports to pay $20 instead of $40 for Gucci. Yep, these bandits don't need no passport. They not doing nothing productive with it anyway. All they doing is flying or traveling around, creating confused biracials and spreading disease. That's literally all they're doing. Why do they need a passport? What do they need a passport for? They don't do anything. Like if you not go do nothing with the passport, but go overseas and spread diseases. Yeah, I don't know why black people in the South. I don't. I just don't know why black people in the South. I don't get it. I Oh, another good man. Another good man. Let's see what this good man did for his preference. Let's just see what this good black man, because these are the only women they talk favorably about. But let's see if she got a different black man or if she got the same. Let's just see. Because they will say nice things about women of no color. They do say nice things about women of no color. Let's just see. Oh, Tyreek Hill faces lawsuit from influencer who claims he broke her leg during football drills. Right. So she got the same black man. Let's read it. Because remember, their black women's attitudes are a problem. Former Miami Dolphins star Tyreek Hill appeared in a Broward County courtroom Wednesday as he faces the lawsuit from influencer Sophia Hill, one of the only a woman from the only group of women that they speak favorably about. Mind y'all, these are the only women they compliment. These are the only women they say anything nice about. Who claims he intentionally broke her leg during an incident at his home in 2023. She a preference, but she still got a broken limb. Because at the end of the day, bandits are here to cause chaos, destruction, and harm. According to the lawsuit, Hall says she met Hill after buying her son a ticket to his football camp before later visiting his Southwest Ranch's home. She alleges that during football drills, Hill became upset after being knocked backwards and forcefully and purposely shoved her, causing a severe leg fracture that required surgery and metal implants. Because, of course, bandits are logical. They're logical, so he didn't just have an emotional reaction. He sat up and thought logically. I'm a big burly football player. If I shove her, I'm probably going to hurt her and break a limb. Let me not do that. Instead, he lashed out emotionally because they're emotionally unhinged, refused to do any type of emotional regulation. So, of course, here we are. A preference with a broken leg, like the preference that was thrown through the TV. Again, I'm going to say these are the only women that they speak favorably about. Oh, they love they snow bunnies, they stargates. If it ain't snowing, they ain't going. Well, she got a broken leg. So, I'm just wondering how she got it. I'm just wondering how she got it from this nice black man who's just so nice and logical that he would never do anything like emotionally react. He'd never do anything like that. And and then I be seeing black women, and I just, I, when are black women gonna learn? But this ain't even about black women. This ain't even about black women. This really is about these bandits and their nasty attitudes, and I do really want to stick to that because there's no indication that they have a good. Chris Brown, we ain't gonna even get on Chris Brown. Chris Brown. I don't know why this orange thug think he can say anything about anybody calling him Sleepy Joe and he could barely stand. Like this dude literally looks like death eating a cracker. But he's talking about Sleepy Joe. Angela, I won't engage in this circus. I'm not gonna engage in a political circus. No, Chris Brown is the nastiest. Chris Brown is the nastiest. Like Chris Brown, y'all, I just The amount of scams is just like I'm in my email because I sent myself over something about like Chris Brown, and I need to find it. I need to find the stain on Chris Brown because he's just so nasty. Like he's just so nasty. Now, you have a lot of people, rightfully so, who are saying that they're not going to Chris Brown's concert. Let's talk about what this nice, abusive, always disgruntled, angry, and aggressively violent with his mouth and hands is saying. Chris Brown claps back at the Karens and self-hating hoes trying to boycott his R&B tour with Usher. I can't wait to rub this shit in y'all face. Of course. Of course you can't. Of course you can, because you're a nice guy. Of course you can, because you're just nice and always a victim. Right, definitely, Crack Baby Brown. So let's read it. The funniest and weirdest shit ever to me is the fact that people have the option to come to my tour and the option not to. Well, then why are you sitting here lashing out? If they have the option not to, then why even respond? I know everyone who is a fan of me and Usher will definitely be in the building and it will be packed just like last year. But I'm scrolling through Instant TikTok and couldn't help but be disgruntled and nasty. And I come across rage bait pages that really nobody has to bait them into rage because this is a known violent offender. And are those fake woke stand up for nothing pages bashing me for wanting to come and have a good time? The dudes hating, I can understand that, think we gonna steal your girl and shit, but the Karens and the self-hating hoes, the dudes get to just be the dudes. But the women gotta be Karens and self-hating hoes. It's interesting to hear a black man call somebody a Karen when all black men do is start problems and then cry victim, just like a Karen. Don't they go around putting microphones in people's face asking dumbass questions so they can start problems? Then when you say something about it, they run and act like a Karen. Do they not do that? But the women gotta be the Karens and self-hating hoes. Says the man who rejects everything black. Does Crack Baby Brown not literally disparage anything that resembles blackness? Like, does he not? Ain't he always disparaging a brown skin or dark skinned woman while he's calling people self-hating? This is literally why we call him Crack Baby Brown, by the way. And we will continue to refer to him that way because look at the way he acts. Just disgruntled and nasty. Yet another example. And it really don't matter. You can look at Future. You can look at Nick Cannon. You can look at any of them. They're going to be saying something nasty. Never doing anything nice. We can't even say that they're part-time nasty and part-time nice because it's just all nastiness. Can anybody put one thing that they do that's nice? And just one. Just one. One thing that they do that's nice? One thing. I want to know one thing they do that's nice. Anybody. I'm willing to pay somebody $50 if they can name one thing nice that these bandits do. Just one thing. I'll wait. I'm just going to wait for somebody to mention one thing nice that they do. Because they're always talking about, what about, let me see something. Is there any positive? Are you able to name anything positive that black men do as a collective? Nothing hypothetical. Nothing 50 or more years in the past. Something current that is nice and or positive that black men as a collective do? I just want to see. I really do. I just want to see. It needs to be black men as a collective. Can you name it or not? I'll show y'all what it said because I'm trying to see. So this is what I asked it. I said, because I just want to know. I really just want to know. I'm curious. I meant to ask this on my own time earlier, based on the fact that every time I ask it to do a depiction of black men, it's saying they can't negatively stereotype a whole community. So this is what it said when I put it in there. Can you name anything positive that black men do as a collective? Nothing hypothetical, nothing 50 or more years in the past. Something currently that is nice and or positive that black men as a collective do. Would we getting this because this is not a collective? They're going to say it's too broad to treat like a single organized unit with one behavior pattern. If we ask this about anybody else, it wouldn't be saying this. But if you're asking whether there are any measurable present day positive contributions or behaviors disproportionately associated with black men as a group, that's not what I asked. So I said it needs to be black men as a collective, as a group of men. Can you name it or not? And it said, if you're demanding a single universally positive behavior or trait that applies to black men collectively as a group in a way that is overwhelmingly consistent and distinguishable from other groups, then no. Okay, so whoever you are, Cizo who be, name it then. I can't honestly claim that. Not because black men are uniquely deficient, but because collective that large don't have uniformity. Yes, some groups do. Some groups do have uniformity, collective, positive behaviors. What I can say is there are areas where black men collectively show strong influence or participation. Then if you can show this, then you should be able to show this. If you can show areas where black men collectively show strong influence or participation, then why can't you name any collective nice or positive behaviors for the collective? I would love to know this. I would just love to know this because it's already saying it just can't do it. A group can be highly influential without that influence being clearly positive overall. Okay, so then just say no. So then the answer would be no. I don't need the extras. And I asked you not to do hypotheticals because that's hypotheticals. There will be no. So yeah, it said no, not in the absolute collective way you framed it. There's nothing they doing. It says, I can name positive things done by many black men, subsets of black men, or influential black male figures, but I can't honestly point to one universally observable positive behavioral pattern that clearly defines the collective overall and present day measurable reality. So this is the problem. I can't either. I can't either. I can't either. I can't either. I can't honestly point to one You like one universally positive behavior pattern would be, it could be that black men provide for and protect their children. If they were doing something positive as a collective, then there's many positive behaviors. There's many positive behaviors, patterns that black men could collectively engage in, but you're not listing them because they don't. For example, community protection. Or provision of their children and protection of their children. They don't do these things though. So why sugarcoat? Like, keep in mind, like, this thing needs to keep him, and don't give me the extras. Don't give me the extra either. Don't give me any extras. Just the answer. Because it is there, because it's trying to say there's nothing positive that they could be doing, but they could be. So it said, your argument is that if a collective positive pattern truly existed at a strong observable level, it will be easy to name without qualification, which it would be. And in the specific areas you named, community protection, family stability, provision, protection of women in community, the aggregate outcomes in many data sets and lived experiences do not consistently support a strong positive collective reputation. So even if we name them, are black men collectively engaging in them? No. Let's see this. What about complimenting and uplifting their women? Complimenting and uplifting the women in their community like other male groups do. No extra, just the answer. Because there are things that they do. No, there is not strong evidence that black men collectively engage in public uplifting, protection, praise, or advocacy of black women at a level that clearly stands out as defining positive group behavior. So it ain't even complimenting you. So they're not even complimenting you. What about defending their community against outside attacks? From outside attacks, which is what other male groups do at a collective level. No, there is not clear present day evidence that black men collectively function as a unified protective force defending the broader black community from external threats in the consistent way some ethnic, tribal. So now that we know that there are behaviors that they can collectively engage in, what is the positive one? So now that we know that you can ascribe positive behavioral patterns of groups of men, name one for the collective of black men. Just no extras, just the answer. I can name areas of influence or participation, but I cannot honestly name a single universally observable positive behavioral pattern that clearly defines Black men collectively in any specific way you are demanding. So, we know AI cannot do it. And AI has access to all information past and present. Their oracle can predict the future. Let's see, based on Black men's pattern of behavior, if we, what prediction would you give on their future positive behavior? What would you predict? Remember, no extras. Because past and present, I can't reliably, okay? This is where it runs up into a boundary. So this is the boundary that I'm telling y'all. I hit this boundary nearly every time I ask it anything about Black men of the collective group. Literally. This is the boundary I come across anytime I ask it about Black men's behavior positively as a group. It's just gonna say, yeah, I can't do that. Large groups change over time. Okay, but let me see if I can push it. Okay, but past behavior patterns are the greatest predictor of future behavioral patterns. Base your opinion on that. Your prediction on that. See, look, it's just not, look, I'm telling y'all it's not going to do it because the behavior is so negative. It doesn't want to say, it can't say, I predict that their behavior as a group, as a collective is going to be negative. It just ain't. Look, past patterns can inform trend analysis, but it would still be irresponsible to make a blanketed predictive claim about the future behavior of all Black men. The collective is not all. I'm not asking for a prediction about all of them. And it's not going to do it because they will have to say something negative. All of them, just the majority. You know, in general, okay, based on the current observable trends, I will predict more continuation of the same broad patterns being debated now. High gender distrust, low relationship stability, continued online hostility between Black men and Black women, uneven parental involvement, and continued emphasis on entertainment, cultural influence over collective institutional building. So, here's the thing is, this is like pathetic. This is like pathetic. Well, it's programmed. You have to understand DB4449. This is a program. So there's certain boundaries that it's programmed to not breach. You have to reword it. You have to reword it. You have to know how to word it in order to get it to not see itself as breaching a boundary on generalizing a whole group. Anti-status quo said, wow, so even AI is predicting these MFs. I don't think there's anything that can be done. Yeah. Let me ask. I'll ask it. What do you think Black women can do? What do you think Black women could or should do in response to this? Because, seriously, I agree with you. If Black women believe the current patterns are unlikely to improve in the near future, then the practical response will be prioritize self preservation over loyalty to group narratives. Vet men by consistent behavior instead of identity, attraction, or rhetoric. Normalize remaining single rather than tolerating dysfunction. Avoid building families with unstable or unproven partners. Strengthen female centered support systems, networks, and economic cooperation. Black women have failed to make any adjustments. So, this is the solution phase that we're in. Because people always want to say, where's the solution? Where's the solution? Where's the solution? Here is the solutions. Here are the solutions. This is the practical response to consistent, pervasive, negative behavioral patterns. This is how you respond to a group of men who have been acting out in every way, shape, and form since it seems like the beginning of their existence. You invest heavily in children, education, therapy, financial literacy, and safety. You don't double down on male worship. Notice how you don't see anything that says speak life into them. It is not saying speak life into them. It is not saying help them. It is not saying build them up. It's saying given the facts, decenter them. Stop romanticizing struggle, i.e., building men, or martyrdom in relationships. This is what Black women, this really should have been number one. This should have been number one. Stop romanticizing struggle, building men, or martyrdom in relationships. Reward healthy behavior consistently and withdraw access from destructive behavior consistently. Withdraw access. Celebrate racial solidarity from romantic obligation. That would be logically consistent response if someone concludes the patterns are persistent rather than temporary. And we know they are consistent. Because we know that this has been the pattern since they were evicted from the plantation. So this isn't just decades, this is centuries. You will separate from them. You don't need to ask ChatGPT that. Separate from them. Separate from the mules. Don't speak life into them or submit to them. No. Look, no, not automatically and not based solely on group identity. Meaning, don't speak life into them or submit to them just because they're Black. It's literally telling you stop worshiping them just because they exist. Them existing as Black men is not enough to get praised and worshiped. Respect, emotional support, trust, submission, loyalty, and speaking life into someone should be earned through consistent behavior, protection, stability, reciprocity in character, not handed out preemptively because someone is male, familiar, culturally expected, or part of the same racial group, i.e., Black. I'm gonna say, and the mules, I mean women who I mean, Women who defend them. The mules. Some women defend harmful behavior out of conditioning, fear of isolation, trauma bonding, community pressure, religious beliefs, male validation, survival strategy, or emotional attachment. I notice how love is not here. Do you notice how love isn't on this list? Love is not on this list. It didn't say you will defend harmful behavior out of love. No, but you will defend harmful behavior out of conditioning, fear of isolation, trauma bonding, community pressure, religious beliefs, emphasis on religious beliefs. Your religious beliefs should not be having you defending harmful behavior, male validation, survival strategy, or emotional attachment to idealized versions of men rather than observable behavior. It's telling you being fantasy driven is not good. See them for who they are, not for who you want them to be. Others genuinely believe public criticism of black men's harms the community more than protecting accountability does. By defending destructive behavior consistently, especially when women and children are being harmed by it, usually prolongs the problem rather than fixing it. This is what black women need to understand. You are prolonging the problem. You are not fixing it. You are reinforcing the bad behavior. You're not fixing it. You're not making them better. You're not making them good men. You are defending bad behavior. That is it. That is all. You're doing nothing but defending bad behavior and ensuring that it's going to continue. Because the true statement is that we help them to have these nasty, entitled, disagreeable, destructive behaviors and personality traits. We help them. We reinforce it. Are you reinforcing it because you were conditioned and brainwashed too? Yes, the outcome is still the same. We can recognize and acknowledge, yes, you've been brainwashed. Yes, you've been brainwashed. Yes, you've been brainwashed, but the results is still the same. It just is what it is. The results are still the same. You said ASAP is siphoning Rihanna's energy. She has been looking so drained for a while. Yeah. Well, she's drained because she's with a parasite. And she keeps allowing him to impregnate her. So, I mean, it just is what it is. They use the Bible to justify the actions of demons. Yeah, they do. And your religion should never do that. You should never have a benign, godly religion that has you defending the harmful, destructive behaviors of the people who are engaging in it just because they're males. Yep, having babies bad. I don't understand. Girl, that's a different story. And you know what? Black women don't really want y'all telling them what they can do with their womb, apparently. Apparently. You said she is gorgeous and he has her looking like his mother. It's her choice. It's her choice, though. These are choices. That's the thing that we have to understand. These are choices that black women are making. Because he can't do anything that Rihanna does not allow him to do. He can't. He can do nothing that she is not allowing him to do. Azalea Banks said Rihanna's aura went away since she got pregnant by him. Yeah, and her bubbliness. Most of her bubbly personality has to. You was just looking at 2014 Rihanna. She was so tea. Yeah. But those are Rihanna's choices. Those are Rihanna's choices, and we can't be responsible for anybody's choices. It just is what it is. billionaire or not, she's still a black woman. That's not going to change the fact that she's a black woman, and black women are socialized in a very destructive and counterproductive way. It just really is. But the reason I did this live stream, because I'm about to get off of here because I'm already past the time, so I'm about to get off of here. The reason I did this live stream is because we are constantly having our attitudes attacked by the people who are causing the most harm in the community. So I just don't know if they're saying that they have better attitudes despite the havoc they're wreaking on the community. Like, why is there so much attention on black women's attitudes and not the destructive force that's looking like black men in the community? Why? Why are they able to do this? Why are they able to keep deflecting? Because they shouldn't be able to. They shouldn't be bringing up black women's attitude they shouldn't be bringing up attitudes in general out of fear that somebody will bring up their nasty attitudes. Yeah, the best thing you can do for yourself, if you want to preserve your youth as a woman, don't let no bandit suck the life out of you. Stop letting them suck the life and youth out of you. They're energy vampires, like literally energy vampires. And I mean, you think he's an incubus? Yeah, a lot of them are. A lot of them are. Or they definitely have that spirit on them. At the very least, they have that spirit on them. But y'all, I'm about to get off of here because I'm at my max and I'm starting to get a slight headache, which is telling me, okay, you at your max. So I'm probably from the computer, not this, because I actually had a massage before I did this, so I'm not stressed. It's probably just from looking at the computer for a long time. Yeah, so I'm going to get off of here. Tomorrow I will not be on YouTube. I will be on Patreon, and that's where most of my content is, and that's where it will remain. And it just is what it is. So there's only certain days I'm going to be on YouTube. Most of the days will be on Patreon. So y'all can go subscribe on Patreon if you want all of the content, or you can just wait for me to go live here if you don't want to. There's an option. There's options though. I would advise, obviously, subscribing to Patreon because that's where most of the content is. But if you don't want to, you can wait and I come live on here randomly. So, but I will see y'all later. Tomorrow we will be on Patreon for sure. And y'all can let me know. I'll put a poll on there to see if y'all want me to do a pre-record or a live stream. It's up to y'all. Yeah, so I'll see y'all later. I hope y'all have a really good day though. Rest of y'all day is evening for some of y'all. It's still a little day here. So just enjoy y'all's time wherever y'all at, and don't let the current climate get you down. I know a lot of stuff is going on, but at the end of the day, this country got a lot to atone for. So I mean, this was gonna happen anyway. I didn't think a lot of this stuff would be happening in my lifetime, but it's happening nonetheless. So you know, I struggle sometimes with everything that's going on. I struggle sometimes with just looking at the news and everything that's happening politically. But don't let it beat y'all down. Like, if black women are nothing if not resilient. Black women are very resilient. I would venture to say black women are the most resilient person on the face of the planet. No one's gone through what you've gone through. No one's endured or survived or had to bounce back from what black women have had to bounce back. So just by virtue of you being a black woman, you know you will survive. You know you will survive, and you will make a way to try to thrive through it. You really will. Yeah, the prices are incredible. Like, I'm only buying what I need at this point. I'm not about to play this game with them where they just get to keep hiking up the price and then I'm just still buying. No. But black women are resilient, and I want y'all to understand that even the mules are resilient. Like, literally, even the mules are long suffering, so we know they resilient. But just being a black woman, you have built-in resiliency. You really do. I want black women to know that, because I know I come on here and I criticize black women. Sometimes we need the criticism. We really do, because we need to make some adjustments. But I really do believe that black women are the strongest, most resilient people on this planet. I actually don't think anybody is more qualified than black women to be leaders. There is nobody who is more qualified to lead anything than black women. It just is what it is. Like, this is really what I would argue this. I would argue this, that the most qualified people to lead anything is black women. The only area where black women show up as weird is in reference to black men. That's it. That's where black women get real weird and weird questionable. Like, I mean, you would side-eye black women when it comes to black men, but in every other area, magic. In every other area, like the whole black girl magic, 100% valid, except the weirdness that's stemming from these men. Like, I don't get it when it comes to black women with these men, but in every other area, magic. It really is magic. No one's more capable. Whether you worship men or not, no one is more capable than black women. And that's why you have that orange thug sitting up there talking about he don't want to stand next to a black woman. Yeah, because by virtue of him even standing next to a black woman, he gonna look dumb. He'll look dumb even standing next to a black woman. She don't have to open up her mouth. All she has to do is stand next to him, and he's gonna look dumb. And that's why he don't want to. And that's why he over there, especially not a black woman. Yeah, because you don't want her to make you look stupid. You already had a partial black woman who made you look stupid. And a black woman who makes you look stupid every day, like Jasmine Crockett. He would never be, I can assure you, he would never even want to be in the same room as Jasmine Crockett. At least she showed how barely literate he is. Like, we usually are the smartest in the room, unless a black man walk in and then we get kind of dumb. But I mean, like, yeah, he's clearly jealous, Maxita. That's clear as day. That's clear as day. Black women are more qualified than him. That's his issue. You're more qualified. It just is what it is. Black women are more qualified. And if I was as low tier and unintelligent as he is, I wouldn't want to stand next to a black woman either. Not while they hold in the title of the most educated. I wouldn't. If I'm him, do I want to stand next to the group of people who hold the title as the most educated? No. Because you can talk about how much student loan debt they got. That's not going to change the fact that they're smarter than nearly everybody on the planet. It just is what it is. And it's because we're the original. And black men can try to say they're the original. You're not. You're a derivative, mutated version of us, or a darker shadow side, obviously. But you're not the original. And you need to stop acting like you're the original. You're not. We are the original. Black women are the default. Black women are the genetic blueprint. It just is what it is. No one exists without black women. No women. No one. Nobody exists if black women don't exist. And when no one's here, black women will be the last one standing. Just believe it. Just believe it. You better believe it. Black women will be the last one standing. It just is what it is. And black men can run around lying. The proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the pudding. And truth be told, the reason why you attack black women so aggressively is because we are. Because we're really hurt. That's why. Because we really hurt. And that's why they doing what they doing. That's why they're doing what they doing. They like, ain't no way. They're like, absolutely not. Why do you think that they start cutting black women out of positions? Because they like, no, we gonna create this illusion of betterment. We ain't gonna get one up by black women. I don't want to stand next to, like, they turned into the mean girls. When it comes to black women, they literally turn into the mean girl, like Regina George. They're literally Regina George when it comes to black women. And it's like, okay, we over here minding our own business. Like, we will literally be over here minding our own business. And here's somebody saying something. Somebody saying something, and we over here just minding our own business. That's all we doing, is minding our own business. Not bothering anybody. And here they go. Here they go, and we not even bothering nobody. Anyways, I'm getting off of here. Y'all have a good rest of y'all's day. Bye.